Hey everybody, Ozark here. Going to show you real quick on the big three channels, well, some of the so-called three channels, what they're saying about the FBI search, etc. CNN, of course, Trump's lawyers, just for some context here, came out and said, they released the contents of the warrant and what they called for it, which was the Epstein-tied judge who quit his job as U.S. Attorney General to represent Epstein's fellow child traffickers. But anyway, I mean, that aside, whether that's important or not, I'll let you decide that. I'm certainly not implying anything here. They said that, well, you really need the affidavits that led to the warrant. That's what we really need to see why they did this, especially when they were working in cooperation with the FBI, etc. And then something else that doesn't make sense here at all. Anybody, go ahead and just do the open source research on these so-called classified documents as if they were just sitting around in boxes, as if that's the way that they were just kept around the White House, as if there weren't protocols and procedures, as if, Trump does not have the authority to declassify them, which he does, and he wouldn't have even had the ability to have his assistants pick up these things. Notice that the FBI did not say that they were classified. They said that they found items that were marked XYZ. Doesn't mean they hadn't been declassified. And the real point here of all this, Trump's lawyer said, we need to see the affidavits that led to it. Now, DOJ is coming out and saying, nope, we're not going to let you do it. We're not going to let you see that. No, that would compromise our ongoing criminal investigation. Okay, so the real information, keep in mind, again, this is the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of Florida. So same judge who defended Epstein's child traffickers is the same one doing this. And it was the same Washington office who sent those agents down, the same one who ran with the fake Steele dossier, false evidence planning about so-called Russian collusion by a foreign spy that they used to get a FISA warrant illegally. The same FBI field office paid for this false evidence claiming Russia collusion in order to spy on the Trump campaign, remember, before the election. And Biden and Obama themselves unmasked General Flynn and others using their executive authority, which, yeah, unmasking happens all the time, but not to spy on your political opponents before an election, which Hillary's lawyers paid for. The Durham probe proved that. Kash Patel, one lawyer with an independent budget, was able to find all this out, and the FBI was saying, oh, we were fooled. Okay, well, where was the legal action against Clinton, against Steele, against all the other people after the Mueller probe? There was none. There was no legal action against Clinton for 33,000 emails. All this is pertinent because for the exact same supposed thing, actually much, much harsher, 33,000. And then the evidence was destroyed with BleachBit. So that's not only improperly using personal items for classified, highly classified material that Hillary did, but then deliberately destroyed it and tried to have it covered up. Meanwhile, MSNBC here is saying from the Wall Street Journal, oh, go figure. Garland, Wade, Mar-a-Lago search for weeks. Oh, this was so deep and contemplative. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to have to do this. Yeah, in other words, they were planning on covering it up for weeks. Same Wall Street Journal who kept coming out with these magical leaks, both MSNBC and CNN I showed on this channel, they kept repeating the exact same line from the DOJ leaked through the Wall Street Journal, saying, oh, it was about nuclear materials. Every time that there was backlash against the FBI to justify their search, they kept coming out with more and more bogus things that all turned out to be false. Nuclear materials, as if that's really even possible. Like they leave it laying around in boxes. None of that makes any sense. But Trump himself has released a statement at the same time showing on Fox News. Trump will do whatever he can to help the country. After FBI raid, temperature has to be brought down. Again, this was from Brooks England. Apparently it was kind of statements leaked through Trump's people to the media. So back to CNN and the main point about the affidavits. Not to mention, too, about Hunter Biden, the laptop, 10% for the big guy, his own money manager. Son of a bleep, they fired him. Biden said when he threatened to withhold, and he admitted this himself on stage, he threatened to withhold $1 billion from Ukraine if they didn't fire the prosecutor who was investigating the potential corruption of Burisma, which his son was sitting on the board of, which Biden promised tax dollars, U.S. tax dollars, to Ukraine if his son got this position that he wasn't even qualified for. Sound like some illegal political favors to anybody? Not to mention all the crack and the ladies of the evening, underage apparently, and all the other illicit, illegal activity Hunter Biden did, and the FBI denied it and even threatened the guy who tried to turn it over to them, and then ignored it and even tried to say it was Russian disinformation, even after the DNI confirmed that it was real. So again, all of these things added together. Fake, fake, fake. None of this makes any sense. You cannot say this isn't a partisan witch hunt. This is Ozark Gilman. You'll have a good one.